Okay, hi guys, today I'm gonna do a what if video. I'm gonna finish the rest of them, but I need some more time. So I'm gonna give you guys what if Deku had Nen abilities. Yeah, what if Deku had Nen? Obviously, he's the only one gonna be having Nen in this series, but you find out how he unlocks it. So, when Deku was born, Deku had the same hair as his mother, green hair, and his twin sister was born. Yeah, I'm gonna put in Deku. Deku had a twin sister called Izumi with Kosuke Bakugo's sister and the others and Bakugo. Basically, everyone unlocked their quirk. Everyone unlocked their quirk except for Deku. They decided to go to the quirk doctor and they found out that he is quirkless. Izumi, Bakugo, and his sister bullies Deku for not having Nen up till the age of 7. Deku was constantly tired of being bullied cause his sister make it worse for him that he doesn't want to be there. And he decided to go home and just sleep. When they heard let's just say All Might is his father for now. All Might and Inko talking about Izuku, how come he doesn't have any, you know, quirk, and they starting to have a go talk about should they do with Izuku, about what should they do, should they put him in an orphanage. When Deku hear this, he decided to just go to his room and sleep. And well, he's in a deep sleep right now. Yeah, very deep. Not even me can wake him. Not even no one can wake him up. When Deku was sleeping, he saw two figures. One of which, you know, he's Killua, and the other one would have been Gon. Yeah, those two are actually gonna be in his dream, and they're gonna see Deku. The two of them would go up to introduce themselves to Deku as Gon and Killua. Basically, Killua and Gon have been seeing what happened to Deku, and they would feel pity for him and teach him how to use Nen. Yeah, you heard me right, Nen. They would say that there are 6 stages to Nen, and they must know what is his aptitude. Like Enchanter, Transmitter, I can't remember most of the Manipulator, In Mission, Specialist, and Conjunction. I can't remember. Sorry, guys. Basically, when Deku would wonder what is Nen, they would proceed to tell him what is Nen, but it's their energy and they can use it however they want. Deku go back. I mean, Deku would still be sad about this. Told them that he always wanted to be a hero, but they cheer him up and said that you can still be a hero with Nen. When Deku looked at them, he saw a bright light in their eyes, and he knows that it's true what they say. He can be a hero. So Deku would proceed to find out what kind of aptitude he would learn. Deku would proceed to no Killua and Gon would proceed to create 6 cups with a leaf on them, and each one has a different ability. They can tell you what is your Nen ability. They will proceed to train him and teach him how to use Nen. Deku would catch up in a few days, knowing what is Nen, feeling Nen, and everything what is Nen. Deku and Izu, when he goes back home and he's sleeping, Killua and Gon will try to find out what is his class. Would he be an enchanter or a transmission? Deku proceed to try to curve it, try to. Each one of them told him the ability of a Nen user. They would try to. The first cup would. Sorry, guys. The first cup would be an enchanter's cup. He would use Nen on the cup, and he sees that he's an enchanter. The- He will see that this is good, but he asked them. But Deku would ask Killer and Gon that if he could try the others. They say sure, why not? He, Deku proceeds to try this, and he finds out that he's have aptitude for all of them. When Killua and Gon realize this, they would actually be in shock because they only mastered one, aka one of them is an enchanter, one of them is a transmitter. So they decided to train Deku in how to use Nen and rela- how to not exhaust himself from using too much of it. For Enchanter, Gon will show him how to use Nen on his fist, showing how to use the Jajan Rock. Yeah, the Jajan Rock. Basically, Deku would probably learn this quickly, and Killer would teach Deku what is transmitter, and they would just try to figure out what is the others. So Killer and Gon need to have to go for two more a lot more people. He would basically they went for Biscuit, and you guys know her already from the Biscuit from Hunter x Hunter. She's deadly. Basically, when Deku sees her as a little girl, Deku didn't think much of it until Deku asked how old she is. Killua and Gon will proceed to just move out of the way, and Deku got a solid punch in the gut. Don't worry, don't worry, he's fine. Biscuit healed him up after that, and he reminds that, and he told Gon and Killua, if you ever tell him how old I am, I'll break your backs. Which Killua and Gon are still terrified of Biscuit. Biscuit would teach Gon how to use the rest of the four Nen ability. Conjunction, where he can create anything with his aura. Specialist with with unique effects. Controller, which control anim, animate or inanimate things. And we can detach aura from the body. Deku will proceed to learn this until he reach the age of 14, where he pretty much mastered Nen. He is a master of Nen. No one can touch him. No one. And at this point, Bakugo and Izumi and his sister tried to were at school for the last year day at middle school. Basically, Bakugo. Oh, I forgot. Sorry, guy. I forgot to mention their quirks. Bakugo is explosion. Izumi is telekinesis and what? I just can't say. Telekinesis and fight and a little bit of fire. Cause the mutated quirk. Remember, like for sorry about that, guys. And for Bakugo's sister, her one is literally water bomb. She can create when she sweats. She can create little balls of bombs. Yeah. So basically, when Deku was in the final day of his class, the three of them walked over and tried to bully Deku, but Deku just ignored it. Because Deku knew that he is strong enough to destroy them if he wants to. So Deku proceeded to just ignore them. The teacher walked in and said, "Alright, kids, I'm gonna ask you to fill out these job career forms. It's important that you think about your future, but I don't think we need them because we all know you guys want to become heroes." That would the teacher would proceed to say and throwing the paper on the ground. Bakugo would still show up like in Canyon with Izumi and his sister, where Deku didn't even say nothing to them. And he when the teacher called out the names of the four people want to go to UA, they see that Deku's name is on it. All three of them would go around and glare at Deku, but Deku wasn't feeling unfazed. Deku would proceed to look like this. What I'm showing you, yeah. Sorry, guys. Deku would proceed to look like this, and he doesn't really care much about it. Deku would proceed to pack his things and go when Izumi, Bakugo, and his sister would come and try to bully Deku, but Deku just literally ignores them. He said, "I don't care what you guys think. I'm going to your way," and that's it. Which they don't they don't even which they don't they are wondering what had happened to that nerd. Baku would proceed to try to fling at Deku. So Deku use use one of his Nen ability. I don't know how to say it, but it's gonna be the one that he can create any object from his aura. He created the chain that Kurapika's had, but this time it won't be deadly. He can use it to capture anyone. When Bakugo sees this, he said, "What is this? Get me out of here!" But Deku would say, "Leave me alone." He used the chain and fling Bakugo back, knock him unconscious. As Izumi and his his friend Bakugo's sister would wonder what he has a quirk, but he never shows it off. The, Baku, Basically, the two of them bring Bakugo to the nurse's office. Deku would probably take the usual route home with the sludge villain incident, but Deku doesn't. When Deku sees the sludge villain, when Deku senses the sludge villain, he uses transmission Nen ability. He uses his Nen ability for the transmission, and when the sludge villain try to touch Deku, the electricity that comes off of him. Sorry about the pop-up ad. The electricity that comes off of him, the sludge villain was actually unconscious. Deku would go home as fast as he can because he doesn't want to deal with this. And when All Might, aka his father, shows up, he sees that no one is around and the sludge villain is unconscious. So he bottled up the sludge villain and bring it home. Bakugo unconsciously get up and kick up Bakugo that would fall from the sky, which All Might accidentally, his pocket was loose. What that? His pocket was loose and Bakugo kicks up Baku with Izumi and the other wondering what is Deku's quirk. When they kick the Baku, the sludge villain grabs Bakugo's sister. Bakugo tries to, explode it as usual. Izumi trying to use water bombs, but that doesn't work. Not even. No, sorry guys. Bakugo's sister tried to use water bomb. Izumi tried to take it off of her, but it wasn't working. Deku seeing this decide to step in and just save her because it's not worth the time. Cause he wants to be a hero in front of those two eyes of his master's three eyes. So he decided to jump down there and he uses conjunction to create the chains. But this one is different. He can create the chains anyhow he wants. He creates a chain that grabs Izumi, Bakugo's sister, and pull her out of there with ease. The sludge villain seeing this tries to run off Deku, but he remembers what happened. He tried to flee, but Deku uses manipulation and control an inanimate object, like a literally mailbox, and just put the sludge villain in there. Everyone's and for the fire explosion, basically the fire would still try to burn on the buildings. Deku decided to help him and use a specialist ability. He uses water. He can use water ability and give off a mist ability and sorry guys. He literally put out all the fires and he put out all the fires and goes about his business. Where his father, aka All Might, his sister Bakugo's sister, sees this and wonder what his quirk is. When Deku reached home, that all of them confronted Deku on what his quirk is. Basically, Bakugo's mother would be there. Deku's mother as well, and basically that would be it. A teacher would actually be listening, aka Mr. Aizawa, and Gran Torino. Those two would be listening on what he has to say. When Deku opened his mouth, he said, I don't owe you guys any explanation. When everyone see this, he said, why not? Baku would flare up and say, why not, Deku? He said, did you guys ever treat me with anything? You guys treat me like I was trash and a burden. And now that when I have power, guys want to know what it is. Deku would proceed to say, I'm leaving this place. And when everyone realized that he literally meant it, they tried to stop him, but you know, no. Principal Nezu, Gran Torino, and Izod shows up and said, let the kid do what he wants. Everyone seeing this would get scared of them and just let Deku be leaving. But I forgot to mention, Deku actually have a harem. Not just one girl, he have four. No, not four, three guys, three. I'm sorry, you'll find out the three in this one soon. And Deku walks out of there for the 10 months of training. Deku works on all of his nin ability. Enhancer. He perfected a new form for Janken Rock, which I'm gonna show you. Which I'm going to I want you guys to name it. He created a new technique for each one of the nin abilities that he has. In Missioner, transmit, manipulation, specialization, conjunction. Sorry guys, the one where you can create any object from your aura, and transmitter. He creates a new technique for all of them. Even Kilo and Gon and Biscuit were surprised that he created a new technique. So he decided that he would try out all these new techniques in Hans. And yeah, he still go clean up the Dagama beach. Everything would naturally happen similar to Canon, but except Deku wouldn't have all for one. Mirio would still inherit. Mirio would inherit also. Sorry, one for all, and the same things goes. Deku would proceed to train and train until he is at the brink of death. He would live at Aizawa's place and Gran Torino's place for a bit. And when the 10 months are over, he looked like a Greek. No, not even a Greek god. He looked like he had muscles on top of muscles. I don't even know what to say. He can look like a god. He can look like a god to you guys. Yeah, he looked like a god to everyone. He would wear these clothes and just go to the UA entrance exam. Obviously, he's not stupid. He's actually an aesthetic person. Basically, when the entrance exam starts, he would walk in and bug his toe on a piece of brick that was loosened. And Ushaku Maraka would actually be the first girl that Deku meets. And Deku would actually not froze up or anything like in the original canon. He would actually be more calm, collective like Killua. You know the vibe? He actually got the vibe, the charm of Killua. Yeah, he has the charm of Killua, and that's it. He gets something from them. He got the charm from Killua, and he would train, and his training training ability from Gon. Basically, the two of them would actually go into entrance exam. They would see Bakugo, Izumi, and his sister, which they didn't even bother. And when the written exam is over, Deku got a perfect score. Deku would mine it either way, and Deku would pretty much ready for the second part of the exam, which is the the robots. Deku wouldn't be nervous at all. He would know that there's 4 planets, and when the hero President Mike shows up and explain to them about the robot, they could realize that he didn't mention the 0 point. That means that it must be an obstacle or something big for them to keep it a secret. And this is where Ida's coming. Ida would come in and say what he said in the original canon, but this time Deku lives to laugh at him. He said, "Excuse me." Deku would proceed to say, if he wanted to mention it, he could have mentioned it long ago about the zero point robot, but he didn't. That means that there must be a hidden motive behind the zero zero pointer, which either would shut up or would basically be a little bit embarrassed about. Which President Mike would say that is actually absolutely right. If I want to mention it, President, I could have mentioned it from the start, but I didn't. That means there's a hidden motive. Which either would just simply sit down in embarrassment, which no one in the room would laugh. Yeah. After a bit, the robot would start, and Deku would proceed to stretch out a bit, and he would basically remove the shirt part and leave his pants. He would basically have a long pants instead of a short pants like what Clover had. Yeah. When everyone see his muscles, they were wondering what the hell did he do to get that much training. When Deku sees Umaraka, Deku would go over there. Ida would try to stop him, but Deku gave Ida a look that if you try to stop me, you will end up hurt. Which Ida not even proceed to go over there. Ida just simply walk back where he was, and you see that Uchaku Maraka was a little bit nervous. But when he touched Uchaku Maraka, he feels Nen within her. That means that she has a Nen ability that can be awakening. Sorry guys, I just want to put Uchaku and some of them who have Nen. And when Deku would touch Uchaku Maraka and feels Nen, he would say hey, and told her to be calm and do the best she can, which she actually does. And when President Mike was about to show up, Deku decided to grab Maraka, lift her up, and God speed and thunder speed over the whole entire thing. And Uchaku Maraka said, "What are you doing?" The President Mike Robinson said, "Start." Deku would tell her that Heroes doesn't wait until villain start. Say start. Which Umaraka would surprisingly say, "You're right." Uchaku and Deku will probably take out some of the robots while Deku blitz it to the 3-pointers, finding 3-pointer blitz and literally punching them off with the new technique he has. I just want to call it the Jajanken Rock Advance, aka he can literally turn himself into a Nen Golem and punch that thing heads off. When everyone sees this, no one doesn't even want to believe it. President Mike would say, "What are you guys doing? Follow those two." Hero doesn't wait for a villain to say start. You gotta go. Basically, they're running there, but the only thing that they see are 1-pointers. Ida and some of them would probably be taking some of the, they would basically destroy the robot that they have remaining, which Deku and Chaco Maraka Deku would take up Chaco Maraka and put her on the building, which saying we had enough. And obviously Uzumi, Bakugo and his sister would pass. And for the 0-pointer, let's just say Deku find the 0-pointer before it even happened and destroyed it. Because I am not really much a fan of that part. Sorry guys. And when Deku got his acceptance, his entry letter for UA, you would see that he beat All Might high score, which All Might wouldn't even be in the video. It would be Nezu. Okay, come on. Everybody know why. Because since Nezu actually know All Might and know what happened between everyone for Bakugo, Izumi and his sister, Nezu decided to put him in the just decided to record it himself and gave it to Deku, which Deku happily obliged to that. And Deku would proceed to go to, you know, go to UA. When he enters in there, he wouldn't be late. He would actually be the first person in. He looked upon all of his teacher beforehand and find out his teacher would be Mr. Aizawa, the quiet and the hero, one of the hero types, the nighttime heroes. Basically, they could be in there lying down and head first. His hair would still be green like on in a thumbnail, but Deku wouldn't be intimidated. He would be calm and cool and collective like Killua and have the muscles of gold when he was in his final form. And when Bakugo Izumi and everyone sees Deku in the corner of the classroom, everyone would try to get Deku, but Deku just left off something Nen energy, and no one didn't even want to go nowhere near him. But when he sees Uchaku, he calms down and bumps into two other girls, which he notices that they have some Nen, which which he can actually help them with training. When Deku sees Uchaku, yeah, I'm not gonna even go bother with the points value because Deku got the highest. Izumi in is Deku in second, Izumi in third, and you guys know how the canon within the entrance exam goes, yeah. But except those four would be in. Everyone else would be in canon and see that Deku talk to the three girls and say, and you know, Ida would come up to me and saying that I'm sorry that I misjudged you. You are better superiority. Deku wouldn't be as cocky as Bakugo, the worst Bakugo. Yeah. Deku would say it's okay, but you need to learn not how to be a hero, but not by your family status. You need to make your own hero choice, which Ida would take that to heart and see that you're right. And Aizawa would come in. Deku would tell those four to come with him, which Deku wouldn't know what Aizawa was planning. Not because they're living together, because Aizawa the hero. You find out everything about him, and they will put on their PE. Basically, Aizawa would say they go put on your PE, and some of them would say, "What about orientation?" Which Uchaku, Deku, Uchaku, Maraka, and give me and I would have put in Mina Ashido and who else? And Momo Yaya Rose will just follow him, with Ida, of course. Can't forget about the Ida, which all of them which Aizawa would say follows their example. They don't ask questions. When they got to the changing room, Kirishima and Kaminari would see how Deku is different, is built different. He has muscles on top of muscles. That no one doesn't even know that he has that much muscles because of his shirt covering up everything. Yeah. He would put on the PE uniform and what can I say? Aizawa tossed Deku the ball. Bakugo would say, "Hey, isn't that supposed to be the top score on the entrance exam?" Which Aizawa just glares at Bakugo and said, "You that he is the person who got the most points on the entrance exam," which everyone would actually be in awe. Todoroki would actually respect Deku because in this one I don't want them to be they're gonna be the main rivals. Todoroki respect Deku as he see him because he has a calm, cooling aura around him, but he knows that once you piss him off, you're just dead. And when Aizawa asked how far could he throw the ball without using his quirk. They would say up to 400 meters, which no one knew that Deku has that much physical ability. Not even Izumi, his sister, Bakugo's sister, and him. Baku and Aizawa would tell Deku to use his full power on it, which Deku happily obliged with a little smug face on it. Deku would use three of his nine ability that he has, which he unlocked all of them. He used three of them. He used transmitter, which he can change quality of the aura around something else, which he changed the ball to literally zero, literally nothing. Then he created the nen chain that Kurapika has, and throw the ball as far as he goes, which would be 200 and 200,500 2,500,000 meters far away. Yeah, that much. When everyone sees how far did Deku throw that ball, Bakugo, Izumi, and his sister would be in shock. Obviously, All Might and his wife would be watching him in the shadows, cause they just wanna watch him and find out what he likes. Cause since they have treat him this badly, yeah. Sorry guys. And for the rest of the exam, you would go as canon. Uchaka Maraka would get first in the the ball throw. For the grip strength, Deku shatter it with his enhance your ability. For the side to side jump, Deku would proceed to use Godspeed and literally make 10 after images of himself, which I thought was just to stop. Yeah, and this time Aizawa wouldn't and Aizawa said the top 5 people would get expelled. Everyone, yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to say that. Sorry, guys. He would say the top people, the 5 people who are in last place would get expelled. Everyone hearing this would not get would want to be failing, and the 5 people would have gone home. Would be, let's see, Meneda, of course, the man with the many tentacles, cause his quirk doesn't really fit most of the things. Who else? The Invisible Girl, uh, Kaminari, cause Kaminari literally Thunderbolt, and who else can I say? Uh, who else? And one more. I can't remember their names. The earphone girl, the earphone girl from class 1A, yeah, and that one. And Aizo and Deku proceed to say, I wouldn't think you should expel them first. Aizo would want to hear Deku what he has to say. Deku would say that most of them have some their quirks are useful, but you need to put them in the right way. Aizo would just sigh and just say, fine, but you better train them. Cause if they don't get a perfect score this year on their tests, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna expel you. Which Deku would decide to train all all of them. Yeah, Deku would train all of them for in a week, and they will actually get a little pretty stronger. And by the end that week is already over, I'm gonna leave it off right here. Tell me, guys, if you wanna know what happened in part 2. Leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and turn on all notification. And bye, guys.